All right, everyone. Just give me a moment. Okay, did something happen to the lighting? I feel like I'm in shadows. Am I?
Everything's on, right?
Something's happened to the light.
Or like on the
Maybe
because you're wearing white and you had a blackout. Maybe.
Okay.
You sound like you're in a well, Judge.
I know. Just give me a moment. I need to grab my robe. Just 1 second, everyone.
Sure.
You're so right. All right. So is everyone able to hear me?
Yes, Your Honor.
I have to take a short break. Sorry for the delay, but we're in the middle of jury selection. So the first person up is going to be Mario Eloy Pena. Who are the
Yes, Your
parties?
Honor. That's my case, Your Honor.
And who is the state?
I was dealing with Ryan Groomer, Your Honor.
All right. Is there someone else who can stand in for Ryan?
Go right, Judge. I can stand in for him.
All right. Thank you.
Is this an MTR? I don't have the motion.
It's an MTR. Yes, Joe Ray. We have an agreement. Y'all are gonna alter and amend. SATIF, deny the MTR, plead on number 5, aftercare, evaluate for ISP afterwards, and home compliance checks.
All right. The court is going to call 2020 CR 9617, State of Texas versus Mario Eloy Pena. Can I have parties announced for the record, please, for the state?
Go right, Garcia.
For the
Sharon
defendant?
Thorne. Sharon Thorne for the defendant, Your Honor.
All right. And are you Mario Pena?
Yes, Your Honor.
We're proceeding by video because of the pandemic. Any objection from the state?
No, Your Honor.
Any objection from the defense?
No, Your Honor.
Mr. Pena, I'm showing you what's entitled defendant's consent to appear by video conference. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it? And did you
Yes.
electronically sign it?
Yes, ma'am.
Court will find the defendant has knowingly and voluntarily consented to appear by video. I'm going to show you 2 documents. The first document is entitled Motion to Revoke Community Supervision. The second document is entitled State's Motion to Supplement pending motion to revoke probation. Did you review those documents with your attorney? Did you understand them?
Yes, Your Honor.
Are you the same Mario Eloy Pena who was placed on community supervision in 2020 CR 9619 for the offense of terroristic threat to impair power or gas on June 22nd, 2021 for a term of 5 years? Is that you?
Yes.
State?
Violated condition number 5. In Bexar County, Texas, the defendant, Mario Eloy Pena, the then and there failed to report to the supervision officer as directed for the months of October and November of 2021 in violation of condition number 5.
How do you plead to that? True or not true?
True.
The state waives the remaining allegations, Your Honor.
Any objections to the state's waivers?
No, Your Honor. No objection.
Mr. Pena, did you understand by pleading true to violation of condition number 5, the court will find it true, grant the motion, and sentence you up to 5 years in prison and up to $1,000 fine? Did you understand?
Yes,
Knowing that, do you still wish to plead true to violation of condition number 5?
yes,
Court will find violation of condition number 5 true. Is there an agreement?
Yes, Your Honor. We ask that the court deny the motion, alter and amend conditions for status followed by aftercare and evaluate for ISP unit after status.
All right, is he going to SATA, did you say, or SATA?
Stat F, Your Honor.
It's SATIF, Your Honor.
Okay, SATA.
SATIF, yes, Your Honor. SATIF.
All right,
San Antonio
SATF.
Treatment Facility, yes.
all right, Greta, you know what this reminds me of? Did you ever see the movie Airplane?
A long time ago.
This is reminding me a little bit of Airplane. So we're doing SATA and then followed by aftercare treatment.
Yes, Your Honor.
That's our understanding, Your Honor.
All right, Mr. Pena,
yes, Your Honor.
what has been going on in your life? Why have you not been reporting?
I had a fee to pay to get the GPS unit on every month, and I was behind rent, and I was trying to catch up, but it just kept piling on, and I didn't have the money to pay that fee once a month.
Well, I mean, that's no excuse not to report. So what was going on in your life? What were you doing other than not reporting?
I was working at the temp agency. I work with People Ready. I have records that it's temp agency that I look for work on my app on my phone. And I don't have a vehicle, so first thing I have to do is ensure that I could get there to work on a bus back and forth.
So I had him on GPS tracking. Does anybody know, was he on GPS or was he not on GPS?
I never got on it because I had to pay to be on it, and I had to pay to get it on. So I never went to report because I didn't have the money. And I would have to pay every month the fee of the GPS, just not to leave Bear County. That was the stipulation of the, but I just didn't have the money to pay to get it on.
All right. This is what the court will do: deny, alter and amend conditions to include SATA. He is to be on GPS tracking. So based upon what he's charged with, and as part of his conditions, he was also to have no contact with any federal military installations. So he's to be on GPS tracking. Does anyone know the status of the MIC evaluation? Was that ever done for you, Mr. Pena?
Yes, I did speak to somebody, an medical evaluation, psychiatrist or something, but I did, yes.
And what was the result of that?
I'm not sure. I know I talked to her, but I didn't.
He did not meet criteria for MIC or DDRF.
All right. So Ms. Reyes, on Mr. Pena, I'm going to want him to have the GPS tracking because there's an issue. So he's going to do SATA, and we can have him evaluated for felony drug court as well and see which one comes first. I know they have a waiting list, but they may be able to, well, I know they'll be able to help him. Plus, if there are some mental health issues with scarring, they'll be able to take care of that as well and do the tracking. So I'm going to alter and amend conditions to include SATA and felony drug court referral, GPS tracking upon release, and we are going to do your community service hours is at 100, and I put or pay $7.25 per hour to the San Antonio Food Bank. The court would not have done that unless the last time you were here, you entered your plea and said you preferred to pay it off. But 40 of the hours of the community service restitution will be deducted if you provide proof of the COVID vaccination. That includes the booster. The court is not requiring you to get it or forcing you to get that, but if you do, then 40 of those hours will be deducted. I'm going to want field visits 2 times per month, random, upon release. And he's to remain in custody until transferred to felony drug court or SADC. Is there anything else from either side?
None from the state.
No, Your Honor.
All right, you can go off the record. Mr. Pena, the key to success on probation is communication. If you don't tell anyone that you have financial issues, then guess what? Nobody knows that you have financial issues. In this court, I require that you always report. You understand?
Yes, I do.
All right, good luck to you. I'm gonna send you, well, Ms. Thorne, you're excused. I'm gonna send Mr. Pena to a breakout room after I finish with these other pleas for the probation officer here. So if you
Excuse
want
me.
to wait around, you can, or either you can be excused.
Judge, on Mr. Pena, which referral do you want me to start first? We're supposed to do one, then the other.
Let's start with felony drug court,
Okay,
and because I know they'll be quicker. And then if they have a wait list, just see what their wait list time is. If their wait list is 2 weeks, then we will send him to felony drug court because I think SADC may be longer. If it's longer than that, then we'll do this, we'll go with SADC.
okay, thank you, ma'am.
All right.
Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome.
Good luck, Mr. Pena.
Thank you.
All right, who are the parties on Sutherland Trevino?
Jeff Mulliner for Faith Aaron Sutherland Trevino.
Joe Ray for the state judge.
Yeah, she's like,
All right, Mr. Pena, you're not done.
okay.
Well, could you call the jail and let them know that Mr. Pena is not done? Thank you. All right, Ms. Sutherland. All right, the court is calling 2021 CR 0666, State of Texas versus Faith Aaron Sutherland Trevino. Can I have parties announced for the record for the state,
Joe Ray Garcia.
for the defense?
Jeff Mulliner for Faith Aaron Sutherland Trevino.
And are you Ms. Sutherland Trevino?
Yes, ma'am.
We're proceeding by video because of the pandemic. Any objection from the state?
No, Your Honor.
Any objection from the defense?
No, Your Honor.
Ms. Sutherland, I'm showing you what's entitled defendant's consent to appear by video conference. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you electronically sign it?
Yes, ma'am.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily consented to appear by video conference.
Yes, ma'am.
Ms. Sutherland Trevino, I'm gonna show you what's entitled motion to enter adjudication of guilt and revoke community supervision. Did you review this document with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you the same Faith Aaron Sutherland Trevino who was placed on deferred adjudication in 2021, CR 0666, for the offense of unauthorized use of a vehicle on March 30th, 2021 for a period of 2 years and extended for 1 year? Is that you?
Yes, ma'am.
State?
Violated condition number 2 on or about the 12th day of November 2021 in Bexar County, Texas. The defendant, Faith Aaron Sutherland Trevino, did then and there test positive for marijuana in violation of condition number 2.
How do you plead to that, true or not true?
True.
State waives the remaining allegations, Your Honor.
Any objections to the state's waivers?
No, Your Honor.
Ms. Sutherland Trevino, did you understand by pleading true to violation of condition number 2, the court could find it true, grant the motion, find you guilty, and sentence you up to 2 years in the state jail facility and up to a $10,000 fine? Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Knowing that, do you still wish to plead true to violation of condition number 2?
Yes, ma'am.
Court will find violation of condition number 2 true. Is that an agreement?
Yes, Your Honor. We ask that the court adjudicate the defendant, revoke probation, sentence the defendant under 1244 of the Penal Code to a sentence term of 30 days, Bexar County Jail, and if it please the court, this judgment be satisfied.
Is that the agreement?
It is, Your Honor.
Ms. Sutherland Trevino, are you asking the court to follow that agreement?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you waiving your right to appeal?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, the court will follow your agreement as previously stated. The court is finding violation of condition number 2 true. Court will grant the motion, find you guilty, not grant you community supervision, sentence you to 30 days in the Bexar County Jail under 12.44. Court will find that the judgment is satisfied. Showing you what's entitled trial court certification of defendant's rights to appeal. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it, and did you electronically sign it?
Yes, ma'am.
Because this is a plea bargain agreement, because I followed your plea bargain agreement, and because you waived your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
And because this is a felony conviction, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am, I do.
If you have a question over what a weapon or ammunition is, you need to speak to an attorney. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, good luck to you, Ms. Sutherland Trevino. We can go off the record. Ms. Trevino, I saw that that was the second motion to revoke, and you just would not stop using marijuana. You're gonna have to make a decision on what you want to do with your life. If you want to continue to be in and out of jails, the Bexar County Jail and other places, you can choose to live that way. Life is pretty simple. People make life so difficult. If you follow many of the rules, everything will be just fine. You understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, good luck to you.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Have excuse, Judge.
Yes.
Thank
And
you.
then this is Julian Rodriguez. Who the attorneys on Julian Rodriguez?
Michael Villarreal for the state.
All right, can you let Norman know that 13A can go back?
I got it, Judge.
All right, Ron Zimmerman, who are you here for?
Judge, I am here for Marcelo Flores.
All right, just give me a moment. Have you done any paperwork on that case or no?
I've completed the packet sent to me by the district attorney's office, but I still need to go over that packet with Mr. Flores, as well as I need to sign the discovery and the video waiver, Judge.
All right, I'm sending you to breakout room number 1.
Okay.
And Mr. Flores, if you'll go to breakout room number 1, please. All right, the court is calling 2022 CR 2689W, State of Texas versus Julian Rodriguez. Can I have parties announced for the record for the state,
Michael Villarreal for the state.
for the defense?
Catherine Valenzuela.
Are you Julian Rodriguez?
Yeah.
I'm sorry?
Yes.
All right, we're proceeding by video because of the pandemic. Any objection from the state?
No objection from the state.
Any objection from the defense?
No objection from the defense, Your Honor.
Mr. Rodriguez, I'm showing you what's entitled defendant's consent to appear by video conference. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you electronically sign it?
Yes.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily consented to appear by video. Next one I'm showing you is entitled application for deferred adjudication or community supervision. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you electronically sign it?
Yes.
Counsel, I'm showing you the discovery acknowledgement. Have you received all the discovery in this case? And did you review it with your client?
I have, Your Honor.
Court will find that the state is in compliance with discovery. Mr. Rodriguez, I'm going to show you a document entitled Waiver of Indictment, Reading of Information and Rights on Article 1.051 and 26.03 of the Code of Criminal Procedure. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it? And did you electronically sign it?
Yes.
Did you understand you have a right to have a grand jury hear the evidence in this case and make a decision on whether or not to indict?
Yes.
Did you understand that your attorney has certain rights, namely 2 days from the presentation of the information and 10 days from the presentation of the information to prepare for trial. Did you understand?
Yes, I understand.
Did you understand by entering this plea bargaining agreement, you were giving up those rights?
Yes, ma'am.
And did you intend to give up those rights and enter into a plea bargaining agreement in this case?
Yes.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived indictment, reading of information, and rights under Article 1.051 and 26.03 of the Code of Criminal Procedure. Next, I'm showing you what's entitled information. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, I did.
Counsel, do you waive the reading of the information?
I do, Your Honor.
State, are you proceeding on the information as presented?
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Rodriguez, I'm going to show you what's entitled court admonishments and defendant's waivers and affidavit of admonitions. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you electronically sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, I did.
Did you understand you're charged with possession of a controlled substance, penalty group 1 gram to 4 grams? That's a third-degree felony. The range of punishment is anywhere from 2 to 10 years in prison and up to a $10,000 fine. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
If you have a plea bargaining agreement with the state, the court does not have to follow your plea bargaining agreement. If for any reason the court does not follow your plea bargaining agreement and gives you more than you bargained for, the fact that you entered a plea will not be used against you and you will be allowed to withdraw your plea. Did you understand?
Yes, I did.
Did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call in the right to remain silent?
Yes.
Did you understand by entering this plea bargaining agreement you were giving up those rights?
Yes.
Did you intend to give up those rights and enter into a plea bargaining agreement in this case?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand that the court would grant your application for deferred adjudication if for any reason your deferred adjudication were revoked? The court could find you guilty, not grant you community supervision, and sentence you up to 10 years in prison and up to a $10,000 fine. Did you understand?
Yes, I did.
Counsel, has your client been able to provide you with any defenses to this offense?
He has, Your Honor.
Do you believe he has a rational as well as a factual understanding of the charges against him?
I believe he does.
Do you believe he's currently competent and was legally sane at the time of the offense?
I do, Your Honor.
Mr. Rodriguez, has anyone threatened you, coerced you, or placed you in fear to get you to enter this plea?
No.
Has anyone promised you anything other than the plea bargaining agreement to get you to enter this plea?
No.
Are you satisfied with the way you've been represented?
Yes, I have.
Are you a U.S. citizen?
Yes.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived his right to jury trial. Next, I'm showing you the plea bargain page. Did you review that page with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, I did.
According to the plea bargaining agreement, there's to be a $1,500 fine. State recommends deferred adjudication. There's to be restitution for drug testing to San Antonio Police Department. You are to agree to a protective order with Pamela Herrera, Herrera, and cause number 2021 CR 5165 will be dismissed. Did you understand that to be the plea bargaining agreement?
Yes.
Defense, is a plea bargaining agreement.
Yes, Your Honor, it is.
State, is that the plea bargaining agreement?
Yes, Your Honor.
Next, I'm showing you the paragraph entitled waiver of appeal paragraph. Did you review that paragraph with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you electronically sign it in both places?
Yes.
Did you understand by signing that you're waiving your right to appeal? The only items that can be appealed are written pretrial motions that have been filed, heard, and ruled upon by the court. Did you understand?
Yes, I did.
Counsel, are there any such motions?
No motions have been filed, Your Honor.
Next, I'm showing you outside the plea bargaining agreement. State is requesting that your deferred adjudication be for a term of 2 years. There be a TAP evaluation and 80 hours of community service restitution. Did you understand those are recommendations from the state and the court does not have to follow those recommendations?
Yes.
Then to the offenses charged in the indictment, in the information, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
No contest.
State any evidence to support the defendant's no contest plea.
Yes, Your Honor. At this time, State Opera State's Exhibit Number 1 and its attachments.
Your Honor, my client and I have reviewed states one, we have no objection.
Mr. Rodriguez, I'm going to show you what's entitled waiver and consent to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. Did you review those documents with your attorney? Did you understand them? Did you electronically sign them in all the appropriate places?
Yes.
Again, did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state will call on the right to remain silent?
Yes, I understand.
Did you understand that today the state will be presenting evidence in the form of witnesses' statements and police reports, but most importantly, there will be no live testimony? Did you understand? Did you understand that?
Yes, sorry.
Court will find that the defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived and consented to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. Court will accept into evidence states exhibits 1 and attachments and review the same. All right, after reviewing states exhibits 1 and attachments, the court will find there is sufficient evidence to find you guilty. However, the court will defer finding of guilt as you apply for deferred adjudication. Are you proceeding with sentencing?
Yes, Your Honor.
Anything you wish to say on behalf of your client?
Your Honor, my client realizes he has had some issues with drugs while he was in jail pending his release. This last time he has gotten some treatment and he's realized that he has issues, and so he's now at the point where any treatment that would be available, he is very disposed of taking full advantage of it.
All right, with regards to the protective order, is there a length of time?
Your Honor, it's going to be a 2-year protective order. I've contacted our protective order unit with all the information that we need to do that. And they're going to be filing it hopefully soon so it can be electronically signed.
All right, are there any children between the two?
No, Your Honor.
Mr. Rodriguez, do you have any children?
Yes, I do. I have
What are their ages?
18, 16, 11, 10.
All right, are you in their lives?
I'm trying to now because when all this happened, I got depressed and I just stayed to myself. But now that I'm out and clean and everything, I'm trying to get back into their lives now. My second oldest, she's in the criminal magnet school at Lanier. So, I'm trying to get into their lives and not be by myself all the time now.
All right, so how do you spend your time?
Right now, I've only been out a week. I've just been working as much as I can.
What do you do?
Remodel houses.
All right, this is what the court is going to do. I'm sorry, one other question. Your attorney mentioned treatment. Who did you receive treatment from?
Nobody, but going to the Center for Healthcare Services. I'm gonna go talk to my therapist and my counselor on Monday to get back on my medications. And there, my counselor told me that they help with jobs. They help with medical, dental, drug treatment. They help you with pretty much everything that they help you. So she's gonna help me out and get me into any type of stuff I could get into to help me.
All right, this is what the court is going to do. It's $1,500 fine, that'll be probated, 2 years deferred adjudication, restitution, if any, to San Antonio Police Department for drug testing. There's to be a protective order with Pamela Herrera, and once that protective order is signed, then the state will dismiss cause number 2021 CR 5165. There's to be no contact with Pamela Herrera.
Okay.
There are to be parenting classes, proof of employment within 30 days, no employment as a home health care provider or with minors, regular reporting by Zoom or in person, field visits 2 times per month. You to continue with your treatment through the Center for Healthcare Services, a felony drug court referral. Outpatient treatment is to be either with Center for Healthcare Services or probation. And that's if he is not accepted or if he's put on a wait list for felony drug court. 80 hours of community service restitution. 40 of those hours will be waived if you provide proof of the COVID vaccination. The court is not requiring you to obtain the COVID vaccination, but if you do, 40 of those hours will be deducted. You must complete parenting classes, but if you complete parenting classes, the remaining of your hours will be deducted. And we'll do random UAs until in an outpatient treatment facility.
Okay.
All right. I'm gonna show you. Yes.
I'll get info through my lawyer or.
I'm sorry, what?
The parenting classes, where do I have to go to that? Or where am I gonna get the info?
Probation is gonna give that information to you, okay?
Okay.
All right, I'm gonna show you what's entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Rights to Appeal. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you electronically sign it?
Yes.
Because this is a plea bargaining agreement, because I followed your plea bargaining agreement, and because you waive your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Do you understand?
Yes,
All right, Mr. Rodriguez, you've got to get on the right track. You understand?
ma'am, I promise I will.
All right, if there's something that you need, be sure to let probation know, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, I'm gonna send you to breakout room number 2, and probation will go over conditions with you.
Okay.
May I
Thank you.
be excused, Your Honor?
Yes, you may be excused, or you can go to number 2 if you need to speak with your client. And
Okay,
Mr.
thank you.
You're welcome. And Mr. Pena, I'm gonna send you to breakout room number 2, and probation, you can go to number 2.
Thank you.
And Mr. Rodriguez, I'm gonna send you to number 2.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. And everyone, just give me a moment.
Mr. Julian Rodriguez, if you can please go into the breakout room.
I just pressed leave, right?
Right, you should be assigned a breakout room too.
Okay. Mm. Leave meeting.
No. Go to your options. And it should give you breakout room. It should say more.
Okay, more. Says chat, meeting settings. There's no breakout room. There's raise hand, disconnect audio, background filter.
Okay, I'm gonna move you to a different room, but don't go there. I'm gonna put you back in room 2, okay?
Okay.
Okay, do you see the pop-up for the room 2?
Yes, I do now.
Okay.
More. Okay, there we go.
on Flores, please. Court is calling 2022 CR 0419, State of Texas versus Marcelo Flores. Can I have parties announced for the record for the state,
Gilroy Garcia.
for the defense?
Ron Zimmerman for Mr. Flores.
Are you Mr. Flores?
Yes, ma'am. Yes,
All
ma'am.
right, and is that Flores with a Z or with the S?
It's what it is, ma'am.
All right, we're proceeding by video because of the pandemic. Any objection from the state?
No,
And Your
ma'am.
Honor.
Any objection from the defense?
No, Your Honor.
Mr. Flores, I'm showing you what's entitled defendant's consent to appear by video conference. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, Your Honor.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily consented to appear by video. State, I'm sorry, defense, I'm showing you what's entitled discovery acknowledgement. Have you received all the discovery in this case, and did you review it with your client?
I believe so, Judge.
Court will find that the state is in compliance with discovery. Mr. Flores, I'm showing you what's entitled true bill of indictment. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, Your Honor.
Counsel, do you waive the reading of the indictment?
Yes, we do, Judge.
State, are you proceeding on the indictment as presented?
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Flores, I'm showing you what's entitled court admonishments. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you
Yes, Your Honor.
electronically sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand you're charged with an unauthorized use of the vehicle? That's a state jail felony. The range of punishment is anywhere from 180 days up to 2 years in the state jail facility and up to $10,000 fine. Did you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
If you have a plea bargain agreement with the state, the court does not have to follow the plea bargain agreement. If for any reason the court does not follow the plea bargain agreement, you can withdraw your plea, and the fact that you entered a plea will not be used against you. Did you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the states would call, and the right to remain silent?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand by entering this plea bargaining agreement, you were giving up those rights?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you intend to give up those rights and enter into a plea bargaining agreement in this case?
Yes, Your Honor.
Counsel, has your client been able to provide you with any defenses to this offense?
Yes, he has, Judge.
Do you believe he has a rational as well as a factual understanding of the charges against him?
I believe so, Judge.
Do you believe he's currently competent and was legally sane at the time of the offense?
I believe so, Judge.
Mr. Flores, has anyone threatened you, coerced you, or placed you in fear to get you to enter this plea?
No, Your Honor.
Has anyone promised you anything other than the plea bargaining agreement to get you to enter the plea?
No, Your Honor.
Are you satisfied with the way you've been represented?
Yes, Your Honor.
Are you a U.S. citizen?
Yes, Your Honor.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived his right to jury trial. Showing you the plea bargain page, did you review that page with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, Your Honor.
According to the plea bargain agreement, punishments to be assessed at 10 months in the state jail facility. There's a $1,500 fine to be probated. The state will run this concurrent with cause number 2022 CR 0420. Is there a case to be taken in consideration?
Yes, Judge, if I may, the incorrect box was checked. That cause number that you just read, the 0420, should be taken into consideration, not run concurrent.
All right, the state will take in consideration cause number 2022 CR 0420. There should be restitution of $250 to Philippe, PHILLIPPE, Tijerina, TIJERINA, and the defense is going to request that the defendant be sentenced under 1244, and the state is opposed to that. Did you understand that to be the plea bargaining agreement, Mr. Flores?
Yes, Your Honor.
Defense is at the plea bargaining agreement.
I believe so, Judge.
State is at the plea bargaining agreement.
It is, Your Honor.
Next, I'm showing you the paragraph entitled waiver of appeal paragraph. Did you review that paragraph with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you electronically sign it in both places?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand by signing that you're waiving your right to appeal? The only items that can be appealed are written pretrial motions that have been filed, heard, and ruled upon by the court. Did you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Counsel, have there been any such motions?
No, Your Honor.
Then to the offense of unauthorized use of a vehicle, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
no contest,
State any evidence to support the defendant's no contest plea.
State offers State Exhibit 1, its attachments, and evidence.
Any objections?
No objection, Your Honor.
Mr. Flores, I'm showing you what's entitled waiving consent to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you electronically sign it in all the appropriate places?
yes, Your Honor,
Again, did you understand you have a right to jury trial, right, for you or your attorney to cross-examine any witnesses the state would call and right to remain silent?
yes, Your Honor,
Did you understand that today the state will be presenting evidence in the form of witnesses' statements and police reports, but most importantly, there will be no live testimony? Did you understand?
yes, ma'am, yes, Your Honor,
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived the stipulation of testimony and stipulations. Court will accept into evidence states exhibits 1 and attachments and review the same. Everyone, just a moment, please. All right, after reviewing states exhibits 1 and attachments, the court will find there is sufficient evidence to find you guilty, and the court will find you guilty. Are we proceeding with sentencing?
Yes, Your Honor, as to argument on the 1244.
Yes, anything you wish to say on behalf of your client?
Yes, Judge. Mr. Flores would like a second chance, as we all do. He has 3 children, one 16, who's a boy, and 2 girls, one that's 15 and one that's 13. And he's already missed their birthdays while he's been incarcerated. And he seeks to have a more close relationship with his children and engage in family life. He does have a job, Your Honor. He works for a temporary agency called Labor on Demand, and he mainly does lawn service.
All right, so here's my question. Maybe Mr. Flores wants to answer that question. He has children. I've read the police report, and this car was stolen. And when they were stealing the car, they actually hit the bumper of the daughter of the person whose vehicle it belonged to. So where was his thoughts when he was stealing the vehicle? And did he think about his children when he was doing this?
No, Your Honor, I was not.
So when's the last time you paid child support for your children?
I always take care of them and never pay child support.
right, so-
Help.
Well, see,
And,
there's the thing about helping children, there's a big difference. Like, for example, people say, oh, if my children need something, I give it to them. But on a day-to-day basis, children have to eat. You know what I always tell people? I always tell them, you know what? You're sitting down, you're having lunch. The question is, who's paying for your children to have lunch? You're having breakfast. The question is, who's paying for your children to have breakfast? You're having dinner. Who's paying for your children to have dinner? You're wearing clothing. Who's paying for your children to have clothing? So it's more than just if they need something, I'm there for them. Who's providing emotional support for your children? So your attorney's asking me for 1244, but what were you thinking when you were going into somebody's driveway and stealing their vehicle? I don't understand why people won't get a job. It's called a job, a job. And if you want a vehicle, guess what? You pay for one. And if you can't afford one, you know what you do? You take the via bus or you walk until you can afford one. The answer to it is not stealing. Because what are you teaching your children when you steal? That's not being a good role model. And people always want things after the fact. But sometimes punishment is just that. Sometimes it's punishment, and hopefully it's punishment with a learning lesson, right? So when people have children and children do wrong, yes, they try to teach them, but sometimes that teaching is through punishment. When they take away their games or when they put them in timeout, that timeout is, yes, I'm trying to teach you something, but it's also a combination of punishment as well. But if you let a child steal things, say for example, some children may steal from school, they may steal from stores. If you do not correct that, guess what? They're going to continue to do it. So I don't know any reason why I should give him a 1244. He went in someone's driveway, stole a vehicle, and on his way from stealing that vehicle, he ended up hitting another vehicle in that driveway. So that's a person who wakes up. Can you imagine Mr. Flores waking up and you come outside and you don't have a car in your driveway and you know you parked it there? And then when you wake up, not only is the car not parked there, but somebody has hit your daughter's car. And the person who hit your daughter's car is the person who stole your car. Do you grasp that? Do you understand that?
Yes, Your Honor.
So how are you going to better your life?
Just like you said, do a job, keep working, and try to redeem myself to be a better person.
Why were you not doing that before?
I wasn't making the right choices.
Well, why were you making bad choices?
I wasn't in my right frame.
What does that mean, you were not in your right mind?
Means I was just out there just doing something that I wasn't even supposed to be doing.
Where is your family?
They live on Claiborne.
What did you say, Claiborne?
Claiborne, it's a house on Claiborne. It's a house that this family moved into.
Okay.
Because we were staying at the shelter.
I didn't get that.
All right, Mr. Flores. And what is the other case that's being taken in consideration?
Same offense, Your Honor.
And I'm assuming is that the same offense or is that a different day? And different,
Yes, Judge, it's a different day.
so another vehicle. So, all right, I'm gonna find you guilty. I'm gonna sentence you to 10 months in the state jail facility. There's a $1,500 fine. Time and money right concurrent. Taking consideration 2020 CR 0420. Restitution of $250 to Plea Arena and credit for any time served. I'm going to show you what's entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Rights to Appeal. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it and did you sign it?
Yes, Your Honor.
Because this is a plea bargaining agreement, because I followed your plea bargaining agreement, and because you waived your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Do you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
And because this is a felony conviction, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition. Do you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
If you have a question over what a weapon or ammunition is, you'll need to speak to an attorney. Do you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, we can go off the record. Mr. Flores, you're gonna have to straighten out your life if you want to be a part of your children's life. You understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, good luck to you, Mr. Flores. Norma L11 can go back.
Judge?
Yes.
This is Ron Zimmerman. Yes, I didn't quite catch the fine level. I believe that was probated. I don't know if.
It's time and money and rank concurrent.
Yes, Judge. Okay. Okay. All right. No other comments by counsel, Judge.
All right, thank you so much, Mr. Zimmerman. Have a great rest of your day.
All right, you too, Judge.
All right.